Hello everybody and welcome back to Resident Evil HD. Last video we were quite busy actually. We pretty much finished up our run in the mansion this time around, and we finished things off by picking up the battery. So I've put that into my inventory along with my crank. We're gonna need both of those items in order to advance onwards. And that also means that we are going to be leaving the mansion. We are now done here again for the second time around, but we will be coming back for one more trip. So just keep that in mind. If you've missed anything and you want to come back for it later, you still have the opportunity to do so. Just gonna weave around all the hunters and zombies and whatnot. I've brought my shotgun just in case. I may need to shoot a hunter if I can't get it out of my way, but I think the hunter we passed is the only one I'm going to be seeing on our way to where we're going to be going next. I'm going to go back to the main hall, and I'm also going to change Jill's outfit again. I know that we haven't seen much of this outfit, but we are going to be coming back, like I mentioned, and if we come back and change her outfit again, then that will give us the opportunity to see all of her outfits. So, although this one is my favorite, and the next one we're going to be changing into is probably my least favorite, I think it's only fair to sort of show them all off if I have the opportunity to do so. So back to the closet we go. We're going to be saying goodbye to RE3 Jill, and we're going to change to Army Jill. Now this is the outfit that's unlocked by beating the game with Jill once. And this costume is apparently based off of Sarah Connor from Terminator. Now I haven't watched any of the Terminator films, so I don't know how accurate that is. I'm not really one to say how true it is to the movie or anything like that, but I just don't like it because it doesn't really suit Jill. I don't think anyways. It just seems really out of place for this type of setting. But anywho, we'll have to get used to seeing this for a little while, and then on our last return trip, we will change into our last outfit, which is going to be BSAA Jill. And if you've watched my RE5 playthrough that I did co-op, then you'll have had the opportunity to see her RE5 outfit in the Lost in Nightmares DLC. I'm gonna go back through the art gallery, again, one of my more used shortcuts, because this is gonna bring us right to where we want to go. We're gonna be going back to the courtyard area. And to get there, we have to go through here and back to our garden shed. Now, luckily, we don't have to go back to the cabin. We're done with that whole area for the time being. Our next goal is going to be to get rid of the waterfall that's in this area, and we can manipulate the water levels using the crank, which is why I've grabbed the crank. And the battery is going to be used to power an elevator in this area that we haven't been able to use before. And I'm going to have to do some snake dodging, and I'll probably get bitten. Yep, it happens every single time. Ow. I don't know why. Just the way that they drop. They just seem to drop right in front of me, and then they just take a big bite out of Jill. Luckily, though, there's going to be some blue herbs right at the bottom of this elevator, which is beautiful. I can heal up that poison right away. So we can hear the waterfall and we can see it. It's right here. A raging waterfall. It looks like there's something beyond it. So in order to get rid of that, what we need to do is come over here and put the battery into the power unit here. This will power up the elevator. And the elevator is going to allow us to go around the area with the ladder by the crank. So the water level is currently down, obviously, so we can climb the ladder and go down. But what we can do now is we can use the crank and we can change that and reverse it. We can get the water level to rise in this area, and that will effectively get rid of the waterfall. The sound of the waterfall seems to have stopped. And now, because we have the elevator, we don't have to worry about the water being in our way anymore. This could have all been solved if Jill would just swim through that water, but I guess then that would just make things way too easy for us, and, you know, they can't have that, so. Now we get to go and see what's beyond that waterfall. I don't know whether to be excited or afraid. It doesn't seem like a great idea to go into what looks like a cave area. But we have to do it anyways to advance on, and it might be a bit refreshing to see a new area. So this area is just considered to be another part of the courtyard, kind of the bottom level of the courtyard, but I like to call it the tunnels. It's sort of the area that I refer to as the tunnels, and it's probably my least favorite area in the game, I would have to say. It's just sort of dull. There's not really a whole heck of a lot going on down here. But I don't think we'll be down here for too long. There's a couple of things, a couple of key items and puzzles and, you know, the usual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the item box in this area and just clean up my inventory a little bit. I'm going to get rid of the crank now because I'm not going to need it. And I think I'm just going to go on ahead with my shotgun. And once I've done that, I'm going to go back to the door that was right beside the ladder. To start things off, we'll start exploring this area in this video since we have quite a bit of time still. I left my inventory pretty open because there are going to be quite a few items in this area that we can pick up. And this door you'll have to go through a couple of different times, so if you have missed something because your inventory was too full, don't sweat it, you'll be able to come back here again and pick up some more stuff. They're giving us handgun bullets for some reason. I don't know why they even bother. Our handgun is pretty outdated for the most part right now. I did use it a couple of videos ago just for the sake of using it, but realistically, there's not really any sort of use for it. But I'll take it anyways, why not?
Is that you, Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Stop! Are you with anybody, Jill?
No, but why?
The stars are finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Enrico! Traitor? Who?
Well, that's certainly not good. I do believe that Enrico was the leader of Bravo Team, the other unit that was sent in before us. Unfortunately, now he's dead. Before he had a chance to really tell us what he was going to say about Umbrella, We've heard that name mentioned a couple of times. We've seen it in a couple of memos in the mansion, and it's pretty clear at this point that we're being set up. So we'll find out a little bit more about that later. There is a hunter in this area, but I would recommend avoiding it if possible. As soon as you have the crank, you won't ever need to go back to that room for any reason. If we take a look at the map, you can see that it's been cleared out 100%. So that'll just save you some ammo. And now that we have that crank, we can go in the other direction from the room with the item box. So we're just going to backtrack that way. There's going to be another hunter in this room. Now this one I recommend killing, just because we are going to be coming back this way. Whew, okay. That was close. He was getting ready to charge at me and do his instant kill attack, so I'm glad that my shotgun shells were able to stop him. Otherwise, we might have had a very preventable death right there, and that would have been very, very unfortunate. Okay, so now back at the item box, I am going to go ahead and empty out my inventory a little bit more here. We're going to get rid of the handgun bullets. I'm going to get rid of the acid shells, but I am going to be switching out my shotgun for the grenade launcher. And I'm also going to take some mixed herbs in place of the green herb that I have in my inventory. Now with the crank, you can obviously use them on these depressions in the wall, very similar to how we used our other crank, which will allow the walls to move and then we can move forward. And I also find that there's a lot of herbs in this area, so if you are running out of inventory space or you're not sure what items to leave behind, I would sort of recommend leaving herbs behind, because most likely you are going to be running into herbs on your travels. And we get to do some Indiana Jones shit. Run, Jill! Ah, missed. Once again, avoiding becoming a Jill sandwich, which is good. You can go back to where the boulder was if you want, and you can pick up some shotgun shells. And then the boulder will have created another way for you to go. There's another door. Over here. There. Okay. Before I go in, I'm going to heal, and I'm going to equip my grenade launcher. Obviously, something is waiting for us beyond this door. A giant spider, because giant snakes were not enough. So this guy's pretty easy. A little bit quick if you're not careful, like I was there. That dash attack can be really deadly. It can spit poison at you, and that's why it's good to have a blue herb or a mixed herb if possible, just to allow you to avoid that poison if you are poisoned. And the grenade launcher with the incendiary rounds are awesome. As you can see there, it only took 2 hits for that boss to go down. So I would definitely recommend that as a weapon if you're using Jill. When that's taken care of, ow. Gotta watch out for those little spiders too. I was so rudely interrupted. I was gonna say, when that's done, you can take the survival knife that's sitting on the ground, and you can try and cut the webs off of that door. You are gonna need the survival knife in order to do this. God, that spider is just a little nuisance, isn't it? Usually I don't even bother with the little guys because they don't really get in my way, but that one is just really being quite annoying. Take the survival knife and cut the webs off the door, and that will allow you to move on. Now, I'm not going to be going much further. I'm just going to be picking up these herbs and probably going back to my item box. just because my inventory is going to be getting pretty full at this point in time. And I also want to do a little bit of readjusting because there's a lot of items that I don't need going forward. You can pick up the map though, I'd recommend that. And if you did get poisoned and you don't have a blue herb or a mixed herb, then I would definitely recommend going back just to heal up any poison that you might have. And just a quick note that there is already a survival knife in your item box already that Jill came equipped with at the beginning of the game. So you don't have to pick up that second survival knife in that room if you don't want to, but I don't think most people, unless they're huge fans of melee, have that knife in their inventory, or if they're doing a knife run. So it's there if you need it, and I usually always pick it up and then just dump it in my item box. Again, I have lots of spaces, there's no reason why I can't put that in there. I'm not too worried about it. And we're going to trade our shotgun for our grenade launcher. We're going to be keeping the crank, we are going to be needing that. And I'm also going to be putting my herbs away. So going forward, I should only need the shotgun and the crank. So we will continue on in this area in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.